I can already see it. People logging in, people typing in the comments. Honey Block needs to not connect to slime blocks. Please, won't someone think of the slime block machines? Won't somebody think of... You know what? No. No. Honey Block is an independent block. It don't need no slime properties. Let me show you why Honey Block is one of the best blocks in the game. Reason number one, Honey Block is a great block, is it can be very useful in flying machines. So here we have two flying machines. Both are exactly identical, except one is made out of slime blocks, one is made out of honey blocks. And we're just going to compare. We're just going to compare which one is more useful. So here I have some TNT, I have some armor stands on each one, and we're also going to put some entities on each one and have ourselves fly as well. So let's just go ahead and put down some villagers here. We'll put down 3 villagers here. And then we're going to update this like so. And look at that. Before the flying machine is even taken off, the villagers have fallen off. So, yeah. Also, the armor stand has fallen, and we actually fell ourselves. So already, it's not looking good for Slime Block. Let's just go ahead and update this next one and finally start to fly. There goes the other villager right there. He's done. Okay. Let's see if we can actually stand on this. And not really. Okay. So because we can't stand on it, we only can do one thing, which is launch the TNT out before we actually fall off. So the slime block flying machines, in particular with the TNT, have an advantage that they can actually launch TNT, ignited TNT, forward. So that is an advantage of the slime blocks, but everything else, kind of not great. Like the villagers fell off, the armor stand fell off, and yeah, we couldn't actually stand on the thing to place more TNT down. But as we're going to see here, that is not the case with the honey blocks. So let's just go ahead and put in some villagers here. Again, we'll put in 3 villagers. Let's just go ahead and update the pistons here. So we'll do that. And then we'll do this. And, whoop, wrong one. This one, and then this one. There we go. So now, as you can see, all the villagers and all the armor stands and the TNT are all moving together as one unit. And if we actually get onto the platform here, you'll see we are actually a part of this now. We are actually moving with this. We can look around. We can shoot arrows down. We can splash potions down. We can do whatever we want to. We can even like move around on this thing a little bit. So yeah, you can do that. Just going to push some of these dudes off just so we got a little bit of space here. Excuse me, sir. You got to go. See you later, my friend. So yeah, we'll keep these guys on here. And now what we can do is we can ignite TNT. And the TNT falls and explodes. But now we can also reload the TNT super easily while we're standing on the flying machine. So you have a flying machine that has become a bomber as well. We're bombing the ocean. We're bombing the squids right now. So yeah, obviously, Honey Block vastly, vastly superior to the Slime Block in terms of you actually riding your own flying machine, which I think is a huge advantage. The second reason that honey blocks are useful is they're very useful as aligners, item aligners, and item sorters. So here we have a very rudimentary item sorter. So you see we have anvils, we have slime blocks, we have iron bars, we got redstone lamps. So yeah, basically what we can do here is we can use the properties of the honey block to align items. And the reason we're able to do this is because honey blocks are not full blocks. I can demonstrate this here if I throw an item against this honey block wall. See, it goes all the way down until it reaches the full block here of the stone block. And if I go ahead and hit F3 plus B, you can see the item is actually now resting on both the full block here and partially over the air block right here. So what that means is this actually naturally aligns items to be on 2 blocks, which for those of you guys who are familiar with sorting systems, you typically have something like ice right here, and then you have a hopper right here. And, oh, wouldn't you know it? Just so happens that the item is on both, and if it's on both, then it gets picked up by the hopper right here. And I can just show that again. If I throw, let's say, an anvil against this, let's just see that. There it goes, got picked up. Let's just throw in a cake. There it goes, got picked up, and everything like that. Perfect. And then, so if this became full, let's just say it became full like this, and then I threw in something else. Let's say I threw in a hopper. Let's just see what happens now. Obviously, the hopper doesn't pick it up, but it's still on both the hopper and the ice. So then if we just extended the ice down and added in some more hoppers that would do sorting, and then kept the alignment here by putting honey blocks down, and then let's say we also put in a barrier like this. And then let's also say we put in a water stream to push the item down. Boom, it got picked up by the next hopper. So then you just have another item sorter right here with hoppers. And boom, there's your easy item alignment right there. So now, if I were to throw in the next item, it's going to go into the next hopper right here. There it is. So boom, easy way to align items. So that's what I've done here. So I just have simply a dropper which shoots out items. And you'll see if I shoot an item out, there it goes, gets aligned to the honey blocks, and then it floats on down here until it either gets sorted, or in this case, it didn't go into any of these because I don't have packed ice in any of these, and ended up in the overflow chest down here. Whereas if I, let's say, did an anvil, I think this first hopper has an anvil, so we don't even need a water stream here, by the way, to align the items. We can just straight up use honey blocks. So if I just toss one of these in here, let's just see if that picked it up, and it did. So even the first block here, even the first block is able to pick up, the hopper below is able to pick up the item that's being sorted. So that is pretty awesome. So there you go. Honey blocks, very useful in aligning items and can be used in item sorters quite effectively. Now I know what you're thinking, guys. I know what you're thinking. Cub, this is great, but I live in the Nether. How's this going to help me? How's it going to help me align the items and then move them along with water streams if I can't even have water streams? Well, you're in luck because honey blocks come to the rescue yet again. So, we have ourselves a honey block conveyor belt here using honey blocks and glazed terracotta, which does not stick to moving honey blocks. So, what we can do is we can just basically put some items on top of the honey blocks. So I'm just going to do that here. We'll just toss a couple items on here. And we have these same items here in some item filters here. So here's dirt, here's cobblestone, we got logs, we got netherrack, we got nether bricks, stone, and quartz. And as I turn this on, the honey blocks are going to move over each of the hoppers and test and see if the blocks on top of them fit the filter below. And if they do, it's going to suck them through and deposit them in the chest over here. So let's go ahead and see that. So if we just go ahead and start moving this, you'll see it'll suck the dirt out first, then it sucked the cobblestone out. Then I think this next one here is logs, so nothing. Then netherrack is going to get sucked out. Boom, there it went. Then nether bricks, so nothing's going to happen. Then we got stone. Yep, and then we got the quartz right here at the end. Boom. So there we go, and we can come on down here. Let's see if everything made it. So there's our dirt. There's our cobblestone. There's our netherrack. There's our stone. And there's our quartz. So absolutely fantastic. And of course, you probably could supercharge this to make it move super quickly and have the items move along with it as well. And also expand it in size and scope. And of course, you wouldn't necessarily have to use it for a sorting system. You could also, of course, just use it for aesthetics, like just have a conveyor belt that would cycle items, then pick up the item down here, transport it back over here, and then put it at the start of the conveyor belt after a certain amount of time so that the item wouldn't despawn. So, yeah, pretty nice way to make conveyor belts in Minecraft. The next thing that makes the honey block one of the best blocks in the game is that it can be used in interesting ways for parkour and wall riding. So if I just go through here, you can see I can use the fact that it's not a full block to actually like walk along the wall on solid blocks. So you can sort of wall walk here. We can also ride the wall down, and let's also do a little bit of parkour up here, up here, up here, and then we have to wall ride all the way over. So wall ride down like this, and there we go. So obviously, Honey Block has a lot of uses in parkour and also in adventure maps. Next up, we have what I consider to be one of the primary uses, honestly, of Honey Blocks is use as an Ender Pearl Stasis Chamber, because they're basically made for Ender Pearl Stasis, in my opinion. They move entities that are on the side of the block back and forth, and that's exactly what the Ender Pearl Stasis Chambers do. They move an Ender Pearl back and forth, preventing it from falling and landing. And that allows you to basically teleport yourself back to a centralized location from anywhere in the world, given that you can have somebody here to flick a lever and prevent the piston from doing this. So if you stop it, obviously the Ender Pearl will then fall. So let me just show you how this works. So if we activate the machine right here, this is all it is, literally. And this can definitely be improved to make it more consistent, so you get a pearl toss every time that connects with the honey blocks, but this is just for demonstration purposes. So if I look straight up here, look slightly down, and up like that. Didn't quite capture that time. That's fine. Let's try this one more time. We'll go about right here or so. And there we go. Perfect. So you can see the Ender Pearl is now in stasis. We actually don't need the water anymore. Let's just quickly get rid of the water. There we go. So you can see it a little more clearly. So this is our Ender Pearl Stasis Chamber. So now, our Ender Pearl is suspended in a perpetual state of moving up and down on these honey blocks. And now we can go far, far away, or we can pause the game, log out, let's say, then go back into the same world. Ender Pearl is still there. And yeah, you can see it clearly is still suspended. And then, let's say we go somewhere else. Let's say our teammate is defending a base. He sees an invading force coming. All he has to do to call me back to base, flick this lever, the pearl falls, and I'm teleported. So there you go. Easy Ender Pearl Stasis Chamber with the honey blocks. Remember when I said honey blocks were not a full block? Well, it turns out you can actually shoot an arrow right through them. So you can see that arrow actually ended up way, way over there. If I aim a little lower, you can see it went through right there. And this means you can actually use honey blocks for hidden entrances. So here I have a building. Can't get into it in any other way. There's honey blocks right in front of the door. But yeah, I can't get through to the diamonds behind there. But if we look down here, you can actually see there is a wooden pressure plate right there. And if I aim toward the wooden pressure plate, you'll see I hit the wooden pressure plate and the door opens. And so this is a very, very easy hidden entrance right here. So you can see clearly the arrow just hit the wooden pressure plate, started the redstone, and that is what opened the door. So yeah, pretty straightforward. Just shoot the arrow through the honey block, hit the pressure plate below, and you're in. So very easy hidden entrance with honey blocks. Yet another reason why honey blocks are one of the best blocks in the game. Next use for the honey block is its use as an animal pen. So let's just go ahead and grab ourselves a couple of pigs. There we go. And we'll also grab a cow or two. We're just going to pull them into this area here, right? Come on in, cow. Come on in. There we go. All right, so now we just detach all of the leads, and there we have it. Just going to break this, and you place this back. And we have ourselves an animal pen. Open to the air. No fences required. These animals will now never be able to get out of here. So you can just simply grab, some carrots or something like that, or some wheat with the cows, and just breed them up just like so. And there you go. Got your little baby pigs now. Grow them up. And you can have a very easy, very effective animal pen where the animals cannot escape, and you also don't have to have any fences or anything else around here. To sort of go along with this, you can also make a passive rabbit farm with honey blocks. So let me just show you how to do that. So we're just going to dig out a 5x5 area here. So there's 5 blocks, and let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, this will work. So we're going to go ahead and place down in here a dirt block. So we'll need a dirt block here. We're going to till the soil. We're going to plant a carrot here. And then we're just going to place down honey blocks all around here like this. And then we're going to go ahead and grow up the carrot too, I think, with some bone meal. So if we go ahead and do this, bone meal, hit it a few times. There we go. Okay, so now, if we just stand back here, we should see this bunny should make its way over here to the carrot. Because if you guys don't know, there's a little known mechanic where basically bunnies will go and try and eat carrots if they're fully grown. So we give it a few minutes here. We should see a rabbit or two make its way into this area. And look at him. He's getting closer. He's getting closer. Might not even take a few minutes. Yep, there he goes. He went for it. So there you go. This bunny is now in there and now cannot jump out of the farm. So this bunny is now in there. So we got one bunny. And then let's just say we have a few more bunnies in the area. Let's just see what happens. See if this thing works. Because these rabbits can now spawn on sand naturally. So this will actually make a quite good bunny farm. So let's just see what happens. You can see they're clearly trying to make their way into the carrot. And they just get trapped on the honey blocks. So you see one, it looks like this guy is actually going to go try and eat the carrot. But that's fine, it'll grow back. Let's just see what happens. Yep, there he goes. He ate the carrot. So yeah, they're clearly attracted to it. And more bunnies continue to jump in. So this is a great way to make a passive bunny farm. And then once you have 2 bunnies in there, you can just breed them up directly on these blocks right here. There you go. So now you have an open air bunny farm, which before was quite a pain because especially these small bunnies were very difficult to deal with. But now that you get bunnies passively from the surrounding area, and you got a bunny farm right here, and you can also even slay these guys here on the honey blocks if you have a hopper minecart running underneath of it. So that's a very simple and very effective bunny farm using honey blocks. Going back to the parkour angle, you can also use the honey block to create hidden staircases. So for instance, right here I have a staircase that leads all the way up to that second story you see up there, and the way we get to it is just by simply walking up the staircase like so, and voila, we have now made it to the top of the second story. And the way this was done, pretty straightforward. It's only 1 block wide, but yeah, you can see honey blocks like this, and that allows us to just simply jump from one side to the other, just like this, as if we're going up just a normal staircase. So very useful block right there in that regard. Another use for honey blocks is its ability to slow down TNT and other entities. So there are a few ways you can do this in the game currently, but this is the first totally passive way. Before you had to use redstone, or you had to place an obsidian block or something like that. And what we're going to do, we can actually specify which height we want the TNT to explode at by adding or removing honey blocks from the side of our TNT when it's in entity form. So if I go ahead and ignite this, you'll see this greatly slows the TNT fall, and you see it now explodes in midair here. If I just do it again, it'll explode in the same spot right there. So yeah, that's a great way to basically determine the height at which your TNT explodes. Then if we wanted to go lower, let's say we wanted to go down to near the surface, I believe this will get us close to the surface here. So it'll fall a little further, and there you go. Yep, just took off the top layer right there. So this is actually a quite useful way to determine the height at which TNT explodes now in the game. And last but certainly not least, I have one of the best uses of honey blocks in my opinion, and that is the use of honey blocks as chariots. So this is a honey block chariot, which will basically take me all the way down here to the end. Now, this was initially developed by Morsey's Minecraft using slime blocks. However, it was plagued with issues, namely that slime blocks are terrible for player transport, but since this moves entities along with it, this is absolutely ideal for a chariot. So check this out. If I hit this button, check it out. We got ourselves a working chariot, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So yeah, and then we just get off at this station, and we just traveled like 50 blocks relatively quickly. So we can then take the chariot back in the opposite direction. Pretty sweet. And yeah, we don't fall through or anything because we are on honey blocks. And I can even go into survival game mode and show you that it works just fine in both survival and creative, because honey blocks actually transport you along with them, rather than the slime blocks, which don't do that. So then we can just get off and do whatever here. So chariots are back in Minecraft now. So absolutely awesome. I love it. So hopefully this video convinced you that honey block is actually a useful block and has a lot of unique properties that can be used in a number of different scenarios. If you agree that honey block is a useful block, please leave a like. If not, please leave a like anyway, because it would greatly help out the channel. I really could use the support, guys. Please hit the like button, please. Anyways, that's going to be it for me today. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been Cub. Goodbye.